Hey again. So I know we've been like messing around and talking about fun stuff, a bit of serious stuff, and wanted to kind of ask you a question. Okay, so I don't really. I mean, I used to ask this question a lot, and I don't want to make like a habit. I mean, not a habit. I just don't want people to think I'm being weird when I ask this question. Um, it's not like I believe in this stuff. I just like it. I just think it's an interesting way to look at reality, and I don't know. I just would love to know what you kind of think about this kind of stuff. It's yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you a story. um, I was really like a skeptic for a long time, and one of my good friends actually got me a present to go to see a psychic, and I was determined to not say anything. Well, yeah, a psychic. What's wrong with? I mean, I didn't believe it, but I was oh, like Houdini. Remember that story with Houdini where he didn't believe in psychics, and he said that if he ever died, he would communicate through a psychic, like definitely communicate through one, and that his wife should go visit one, and she would get a message from him. And apparently that never happened. So, like, I know it sounds crazy, but um, I went to this psychic person, and she basically told me my life story without me saying a word, and I was adamant that I was not gonna say anything. I was like, I know about cold reading, I've seen Darren Brown, I know how they can trick you, so I'm not even gonna say a word. And then when she told me everything, I kind of, I wouldn't say I started believing in it, but there's definitely something to it. I don't know, maybe they just good at reading micro expressions, or they're good psychologists, or it's a form of psychology that we aren't aware of right now. Um, but it was pretty accurate to the point of things that are kind of still happening, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe you shouldn't. Mm, and then it got me thinking, if I could go back, I mean, if you could do that with me not saying a word, if she could give me my whole life story, imagine if I had a question, or if I went there with some kind of intention. And I haven't been to one since, because I think I'm just scared to ask and get an answer that I don't want. But I've been thinking about it, and I don't know. It's difficult because I think you could get addicted to something like that, first of all. Because, I mean, there's just so many things to ask about. And when I think about it, I always think I should take it one step at a time, like maybe ask one question every like 2 years. And this original psychic thing happened like 4 years ago, but I've been wanting to go back because I've noticed like the visions or whatever she had, the way they played out. It's like kind of the end of that cycle that she saw. So I want to see the next part, and I don't know what would I ask. Should I ask? Should I ask about um, the future? Should I ask about myself? Should I ask about like career? Should I ask about love? I'm I'm not sure what what I would ask about. I think the most the easiest or the most the thing that pulls me the most, I think, would be to ask about myself. Maybe ask why I why I feel certain ways about certain things. Is it for a bigger reason, or is it just me? Is it genetic or my ancestors? I would want to know about what makes me, yeah, what makes me me. I wouldn't really want to find out about the future because the first time she told me about the future and it's been happening, it happens, it's freaky because when you connect the dots between everything that from the time you were told about a future vision and to the time it happens, it's such a zigzaggy, intricate path when you start thinking about the fact that this person knew what you were going to do 2 years later. And it's such a weird path to get to that point that it makes you freak out that someone could have known something like that before it even happened. And there's just no way they could have known, but they knew. And that's why I think I'd rather just ask them about myself, because if I ask them about the future and they tell me something unbelievable, it's gonna break my mind. It's gonna destroy my brain because I'll try and figure out how will I get from here to there. Like if she tells me that I'm gonna marry a beautiful foreigner from a distant land, then I'm gonna feel like, where are they gonna come from? What distant land? Do I have to travel now? Uh, it's just too much. I mean, what that, but that, yeah, I'd ask about me. What makes me me? And like stuff about guardian angels and ancestors and things like that. I don't want to know. I don't want to know the future. I think it's fun to just develop the future in life anyway. Who wants to know? Just live it and see what it's a surprise. And I always like something for me and my imagination. So I don't want to know. But I mean, don't let me rain on your parade if you want to know. How do you feel? If you could go to a psychic and look into a crystal ball? Would you want to know about yourself? Would you want to know about your family, your career, your talents? What do you want to know about?